Welcome to your Ooh, you got the Lovers card outright. Welcome to your June 2024 message of the month ahead. I am available for private reads. The link for that is in the description. And I do go live for free every Tuesday, 11 a.m. Eastern Time in my Facebook group, Facebook business page. The links for that is also in the description down below. Okay. Ooh, wow. This is an interesting month for you. Okay, let's just dive in. You're definitely ending a chapter of your life, and you're ending the chapter of your life that's like all work and no play. And do recognize that this like heavy work that you did, you were working through some emotional stuff that the beginning of last month and this month is the first month where you're going to feel like your heart's coming back to life. I do see like elements of love and relationship in here. It looks like you're gonna go like the you're either gonna be like, let's do this, right? Or like, let's just be solid friends first. Because I see it like around you. I don't necessarily see you diving into it and like, hell yeah, let's just give this a go. You're probably older and wiser now and recognize that doesn't work. But you're definitely winding down the chapter of like all work and no play. So it looks like for the basis of your month, like this, like your spiritual growth for the month, you got the Lovers card crossed with the challenge being for a fire. So the Lovers obviously indicates like, yeah, you want some good loving in your life, some good food, some good little loving in the bedroom, some cuddles and snuggles. So you do kind of want like that loving relationship, but there's a little part of you that's like jaded. And with the four of fire is the ultimate like happiness card, just like I'm happy in life. And what's crossing you from not allowing the love in is that you have a cap on how happy you're going to allow yourself to feel. So that means even if you get like the perfect person delivered at your doorstep, it's going to be something's wrong with her. It can't be this good. What does she want? So it's really, this is so interesting. So it's just recognizing that what's holding like love back in your life, and not just like love as in that one forever life soulmate person, but just like more friendship and more companionship from people who just want to like hang out with you and have fun versus people who like need your help to fix shit, you know, is the amount of happiness that you're willing to allow yourself to feel. And so in terms of like the human day-to-day lesson for the month, you got like the Fool card upright. In this tarot deck, it's called the Dreamer. So that's where you are at a place where you're like, I am willingly, naively willing to go on this journey. I don't know everything I need to know, but I trust myself to figure it out. And it's like, it's you being willing to, I'm creating a new chapter of my life. And this new chapter of my life is one where I allow the amount of happiness I allow myself to feel to grow and expand. This new chapter of my life is going to have more friendship, more companionship, more fun social invites that are just for the fun of it. This new chapter I'm creating is one where I'm going to feel I have no idea how, but step one is me that asks. Step two is the universe's job. That's their job. I don't see how, but I'm ready to feel like eager and enthusiastic about living life again. I'm ready to get things and invites and things on my social calendar that I look forward to doing, that are just like fun and a delightful way to spend my time. I'm ready to enjoy the passage of time in a more social setting. Come on, universe, give me some fun, uplifting, mellow, you know my energy level, so give me appropriate energy level things to enjoy the passage of my time with some good kinship and some good friendship coming on. So the spirit wants to say something to you. Leo, there's a little bit more of a need for, I'm ready to live life again. I see why I needed to take that break, why you either need to take the break from life or why I needed to work. I see why I needed that distraction. I see why I needed that time to process and to heal. And now is a new chapter. And in this new chapter, I'm ready to create new, fun, eager, enthusiastic things again. I'm ready to, is it possible for someone just like me, having gone through what I went through, to feel enthusiastic about life? And don't put pressure on new people you meet. There's a little part of Leos that are, oh, I see this thing wrong with you. You get the boot. When it's more like oh, I noticed this thing. If the person's not flat out throwing something at you, physically harming you, verbally attacking you, approach it from curiosity to get better results as you start calling in these new social things like, oh, You don't like dogs? What? Why not? They're so friend and funny. Oh, I have allergies. You would have ruled that person out if they said, no, I don't like dogs because they had allergies. So approach it all with curiosity. Um, that was interesting. Okay, so Leos, it looks like in your recent past, well, your recent past is King of Water. It's like you definitely became aware. I just need more fun, joyful, loving relationships in my life. I don't see that you're like calling in the one. Not saying that this energy in here couldn't like turn into the one or anything, but you're like, whoa, I have to start crafting more time for like friendship and companionship. Um, I need to start giving, enjoying life in a new way. I need to start giving to people in a new way. And gosh, there's just like a lot of the cards are just like screaming at me right now, saying that like everyone in your life right now, like legit needs something from you. Your employer needs something from you. Your neighbor, maybe like, I don't know. I noticed when I lived near my siblings, they were just always calling for freaking favors, you know? So it's just people who like need little favors or, hey, can you get this off the top shelf for me or whatever? But like, you're really like, who's just the people who want to like hang out or we can just like vibe and have fun? Whether that's breath work, whether that's, I don't know what you like to do for fun. Okay, so in the current moment, well, you are picking up your communication. You got the Eight of Fire, which is the picking up a pace of things, and it is the communication card too. So I do see you crafting time to communicate with people, and you are kind of enjoying that there's a little bit of an uptick of energy there. In the near future, as of right now, well, gosh, the card's saying two things. There's a little part of you that like, how do I say it? Doesn't want to like necessarily like make a decision about this like new person in your life, no matter what role in your life they're going to fill. Um, but like that's okay. Like it's okay to just like not know from like date 1, 2, or 3 if you want to like date them or not, you know? Like there could be roasting, there could be a little bit of like interest on both sides and you guys still just letting it unfold as a friendship, you know? Like that is okay. Um and there's another part of you, it has to do with work. Let's see. It's not wanting to like dive headfirst into a relationship right away, which is fine. The other person's energy, they're fine with that too. They're just looking, yeah, they're also just looking for some like they're open to for possibilities, but the other people in your life right now, the new people you're calling in, they just want companionship. The other energy of this card is like around work and like it's like there's a part of you that likes I'm gonna guess the money, but you're also starting to recognize that you can't keep working yourself as hard as you have been. And you're just not yet sure what is it that's tiring you. You know, like is it the long walks I'm going on? Is it the gym? Is it overtime? Is it the job itself? So there's just a little part of you that's kind of like a I'm not sure what I need to let go of. What's some advice for them for that though? You can't give them that kind of a message and no advice. Oh, wow. This is a blunt one. Don't give up on your desire for a more satisfying personal side of life, which includes friends and love and, you know, sexy time. Quit worrying about money. Uh, Quit worrying about money. And you have to let yourself go through a transformation. Whatever happened that made you either like take a break from life or like dive into work and like put more energy into work to distract yourself, you've got to kind of let that chapter come and wind down to an end. And guys, when I do private consultations with people that are having a hard time winding a chapter of their life down, it's because that chapter wasn't like a happy, happy, joy, joy one. Like I graduated high school, I graduated college, yay, it's over. Now I get to look forward to what I went, you know, the celebration. It's more one of those chapters of your life where you're never going to be satisfied with some of it. One of my chapters of life, there was a family rift. And then I was picking it apart. I was like, what could I have done differently? Why did I attract that in? Why did they behave that way? Why did they think that was okay? And it's, well, how can I rectify that? How can I get closer to them again? And then I just realized, oh, wait, they're assholes. And they're always going to be assholes. And I'm never going to be satisfied with how much I gave, how much of my finances I gave to them for them to like then have like treated me that way. That's never going to be satisfying. I'm never going to be able to turn that no into a yes. So there's something about that previous chapter of your life that like emotionally, you got to just kind of let it close it down and go, I'm never going to be satisfied with that. And there's satisfaction in the dissatisfaction, because the fact that you find it dissatisfying means that you honor yourself, means that you love yourself, means that you did want a different outcome. So the satisfaction is, I love myself. I did want something different. I did want that to turn out differently. I did want it to like work out. So the satisfaction is more in like how much you love yourself and how much you did want it to work out. And you only get that satisfaction because you were dissatisfied. And that's how you can just kind of reconcile that emotionally, and let's let that energy leave your heart. Okay, in terms of your personal power this month, Leo, it's pretty much like get into action. You got the 7 of Water card, and that's the card where you like have too many choices. You know, and in psychology, they say, what is it? I'm forgetting the term, but it's when you get too many choices, you get paralyzed. The optimal amount of choices is 3, because then you get to feel like, no, I definitely don't want that one. Between these two, I like this one better. So you can kind of like line up with a decision and make it good. Like 7 is way too many. People just tend to shut down and go, oh my God, too much. 5 is like the max that people can handle, and not even everyone can handle 5. So it's just, you got a lot of like options right now. I think it's with how to spend your time. But like you're only gonna know that there's some areas of your life that you got to cut off with how you're spending your time. I can't tell you if a little bit of the energy of the card is like some people and like how much you're giving them. And it's more about how much of your time you're giving them. And okay, is this what they need to hear? Yes. Okay. So guys, it's like honestly returning back to like a 15-minute mindfulness meditation again. You can do breath work if you want. Breath work would work. Yes, they both would work. Breath work or a mindfulness meditation, 15 minutes. It's kind of like craft that space for 1 to 2 weeks where you just do that and don't worry about any decisions to make, okay? Because you're not in a bad situation. You're not in an unhealthy, you're not in a harmful. But it's just you're exuding too much energy right now towards other people and not having enough energy come back towards you to fill your cup. So just 7 to 14 days, and just go, for this time, for 15 minutes, I'm doing this breath work, this prana work, or like this meditation. And then after that, you can tap into like your yeses and that's what I call it, your yeses and your nos. And it's sometimes when you think of something, it uplifts you. You're like, I have to go do that. It feels so good. And sometimes it depletes you. One of the bigger shifts in my business happened when like, I get a lot of texts a day, but 40 to 50. And I always thought I had to respond. But some of them, like the energy felt draining. Whether it's because they're being manipulative or maybe it's just I didn't need to respond. Who cares the reason? Don't even put your mind there. But it's once I just kind of started ignoring some of them, I had the energy to come forth and be on time for my business. So there's something about you forgot, Leos, what it feels like to make a joyful, uplifting decision. And now you're doing a lot of things out of obligation. If you're doing it out of obligation, that means there's a better solution and a better answer for the other person. If it's someone who's overly reliant on you, maybe you say no a couple times will make them go manifest a boyfriend, which is what they ultimately need anyway. So it's returning back, Leo, to, is this a decision that's going to energize me, uplift me, feel good? Or is this decision, this thing I have to do, going to be something that drains me, depletes me? It's returning back to that self-awareness, which is what we would invite this whole month to be about for you. That was interesting, Leo. Okay, in terms of outside influences, Well, it seems like outside influences are just kind of trying to remind you of the past. Remember how good we had it? Remember the good old years? Remember those vacations we used to take? And it's almost as if they're that whatever friendship, probably family would be my guess. Whatever relationship it is you have in your life right now, it's like the bond is how good you used to have it, not on like who you are today and the type of things you want to do today. Okay. In terms of your hopes or fears, okay. It's a little bit of more of a fear because it feels sluggish. You're like, oh my God, do I have the energy to do this? Whether it be like to tell your boss you don't want to work as much, or whether it be to like make time for the new relationship, what friendship, whatever form it takes. Because it feels sluggish, you're like, oh my God, do I have the energy to do it? But just recognize that like you've been in a swamp, metaphorically speaking. Or we use Plato's cave as a good example. Plato's cave, you're in a cave, your eyes get adjusted to the dark light. So anytime you have to go through change, you have to be willing to go towards the entrance of the cave, which has light, and it will hurt your eyes. So most people will go, oh, that's too bright, that hurts, and they'll go back and they'll live in Plato's cave. For people who don't know that allegory, though, Google it. The people, and it's where you have to give yourself I'm getting closer to the entrance of the cave. You have to like stop a little, allow your eyes to adjust. Maybe walk another 10 feet forward and go, too bright. Don't turn back around. That sluggishness I was talking about, it's give yourself that time to adjust. Oh, I took 10 more steps. Let me adjust the light. Oh, I'm even closer to the beginning of the cave. Let me adjust. So it's just recognize that some of this journey to like enjoying your personal life more is going to be a little bit step forward. Okay, that's enough. Let me just adjust and acclimate to this. Maybe you're going to, let me just adjust to this like weekly kind of hangout. And then you can make more time for the person throughout the week or another person or like a hobby group. Just be willing to kind of take it slow. For those of you who don't know what Plato's Cave is, the best analogy I could give you is like the swamp. Stepping out of the swamp, walking in it is going to feel more tiring than just standing there. But when you get towards, as you're taking those last steps to get onto land, it is going to be like oh my God, that was so much work, right? So of course, and then when you're walking on the sand, you have all that like heavy mud and water on you. It is going to feel heavier. You're like, well, when I was standing in the swamp, I didn't feel this. Well, the point is as you walk 10, 20, 30 feet, some of that mud and the water gets off you, it gets lighter and lighter and easier. So just rest assured, Leo, that it's going to get easier. It's going to get lighter. In terms of the outcome this month, you got the 10 of fire. You got the 10 of fire. And it does kind of look like you need to like reconcile and wrap up the previous chapter of your life and just be okay that I am satisfied, that I'm dissatisfied about that, and I'm dissatisfied that I could do nothing to change it or and it can be like maybe you moved for a reason and the reason didn't happen and you're like, F me, that was a crappy move. Okay, since that's over, how do I make the best of this? Universe, start showing me how to enjoy this new chapter of my life. Start showing me new things I can start dedicating my time and my life to. Yeah, it's almost as if at the end of this month, end of June, you're going to be like, I have to stop living in yesteryear. I have to stop living in the past. I have to stop making myself available for this person in case they ever want to get this project off the ground. I have to stop thinking that whatever moved me here is going to be what keeps me here. I have to like stop that, man. That's all I can say. Wow, Leo, that's a lot for you. Give me any comments down below. Give me any questions. I like to come back and read them. It's way more fun for me with the engagement. Thumbs ups are always appreciated. And don't forget, if you do want a personal read to move through this month, I am available for that. That's in the description below. And I also go live for free every Tuesday, 11 a.m. Eastern time. You could find the link for my Facebook group and Facebook business page for that in the description down below. Bye, Leos.